Hello, 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 everyone. I am trying to get yeah, I'm trying to get it doesn't work. Oh, hello, 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 everyone. My name is Tracy Bryant Flint, and I don't know what's going on with my sound here. Do you hear me double up here, Candice?
The audio is a little off, but I can hear you.
Okay, good. But I'm seeing you doubled up.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what that is about. So we're gonna do this. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Let's connect this.
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm connecting the camera again.
Okay.
Connect camera.
Now
Hello.
there's now when you whatever you just did, I can see you and hear you.
Okay, you can see me and hear me.
Yes.
Wow. So you can see me and hear me.
I can see you and hear you.
Okay, well, I can't see myself from this end. So let's just keep it moving.
You look good though.
Well, thank you, honey. Okay, well, let's go ahead and start right in. Y'all know I got to start with a song here. Ooh. Hey, you remember that song, huh, Candice?
Let me hear it.
With your drama.
Okay.
Not to show respect, get out and get a job and bring home a check.
That's right.
To the day I die, will never love you enough to live a lie. So 3 steps up and 3 steps down. Like a queen, you gotta wear the crown.
Yes.
Pay the cost. You got to pay the cost.
Yes, now I remember it.
Yeah. You got to be the man. Watch what time you come in. Don't want to pay the bills. I know somebody who will.
That's right.
Hey. Yeah, sing it, Selena. And us going to church, always in your plans. But come Sunday morning, you play I will love you till the day I die, but I won't love you enough to live a lie.
No, that's right.
Wanna be treated like a king, you gotta wear the crown.
Gotta wear the crown.
You got to pay the cost. Now, if you want to be the queen, you got to wear the crown.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
I am Tracy Bryant Swink, the womb minister, also known as the self-love guru, sacred yoni alchemist, sexual empowerment coach, founder director of Love My Womb Academy, and the creatrix of sensual honey, sweet yoni tea. Thank you for joining us for our Womb Wellness Wednesday right here at November 14th.
Yes.
2018 with the beautiful goddess Candice Smith Adewole. Did I say that correctly?
Adewole.
Adewole. Girl, it just sounds exotic.
Yes, it means
now,
royalty returns.
And it sounds exotic. What does it mean?
It means royalty returns to the house, or the crown returns.
Oh, and I was just talking about if you want to wear the crown.
That's right.
You gotta be the woman.
Yes.
You gotta be that woman. Now, Candice is actually a feminine arts educator, wife lifestyle coach, as well as a womb care advocate. And she is one of our Love My Womb Academy goddess theme practitioners who came to our school just this year, and she brought so much flavor to the joint. When I tell you, this sister brought that sass, that femininity, that love, and all of the in between, the up, down, and below and above, honey. Yes, she's she's bringing it. And the beautiful thing I love about this sister is that everything she does is just femininity. She just exudes this energy that is just feminine. I mean, sister was watching what she ate, how she talked, how she picked up the spoon. I mean, everything was just so graceful and regal. It was such an honor to have you as our Love My Womb Academy family. Thank you for joining us today, Candice.
Oh my God, Tracy, thank you so very much. I am so honored to be here with you because I just respect you so highly. You are such a beautiful, loving spirit. What you are doing is with your ministry is so very important. And I know for me, my entire life was blessed and changed when I came to your class this summer. And I will just be forever grateful to the universe for that experience. So thank you so much for having me here.
Yes, yes, most definitely. Now, this actual episode is entitled Womb Health, Wife, Preparation, and Lifestyle.
Yeah.
So, in that song that we played by Selena Johnson, was entitled Guess What? So, guess what? You got to pay the cost to be the boss. If you want to be crowned a king, you have to be a man. Okay, same goes for us sisters. If we want to be crowned the queen, we have to be a woman. If we want to be a wife, we have to prepare for that. If we want to be in that role of being of edification and being that Proverbs woman that we so say we want to be, then what are we doing to prepare for that? There's a lifestyle that goes with that, sugar. There's preparation that goes with that. And a lot of us be talking about, oh, woe is me. I'm waiting on a man. I'm just a waiting. You sound like a broke down slave. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You need to be preparing. I know for me, I was abstinent 4 years. Yes, yes, yes. 4 years. No mandingo man muscle, honey. No good pipe up my back. Nothing. Do you hear me? But that last year, that 5th year, I was climbing the walls. It was time. It was time to be blessed by the sacred scepter of a man and also interject all of his male blessings into me. And by me being abstinent for those 4 years and doing my self-care work and preparing myself, yes, I was connected to my twin when we are evenly yoked, baby. So let's go a little bit into, Candice, how does healing our wounds connect with us preparing to be a wife, but just not any wife, a good wife?
I think that the key to healing the womb and how it connects to how you can prepare for a wife is important because we hold so much energy in that space. And what I have found is that so many women have so much trauma, emotional trauma, sexual trauma. We were actually talking about this same thing this past week when I was in San Diego. I was invited to
You were
speak
in
at
my
a
home.
retreat. Yes, I was invited to speak at a retreat, a women's retreat in San Diego, California. And we were talking about just candidly about some of those type things. And I was mentioning about myself that I had never had a sexual had sex and it had been 100% my choice as a woman. Never.
Oh.
It's always been forced, coerced. I've
Mm,
been guilted into it. It's never been a situation where I was 100% ready to give myself to that person sexually. And so for me, like you, since I got divorced, I was married, for those of you who don't know. I was married for several years. And after I got divorced, I made it my purpose to prepare mind, body, and soul for the next man that I was going to love, that was
yes.
going to be my soulmate and my twin flame and all of those beautiful things, because I refuse to give up on love. And so
Yes.
one of the things that I started doing was thinking about that energy that was stored and healing that. Because what happens oftentimes is that if you don't heal that, you will not be able to make the type of heart connection that you want to make. You can very well be presented with the man of your dreams and be unable to love him or unable to accept his love because you got so much junk stored down in your womb space that it's not clear for you to love. And so that is the connection between the womb and wife preparedness. As far
Wow.
as that, yeah.
You said a lot, sis. You said as far as drawing
Hmm.
the energy of that man, of that partner, of that husband, of that flame, as far as drawing that energy, you got to clear some things in order to create space for
Hmm.
that energy.
Oh,
And you have to also be in contact and communion with the energy. That's what I
yeah.
found.
Yes, and it's something that hit home with me even more after your workshop this summer is that I make a concentrated effort to stay in communication with the energy. I ask myself, I say, how am I feeling in that area, in my womb space, in my heart space? Is it open? Am I feeling love? Am I loving myself? Am I feeling loving towards others? And that's one of the things that I think the first thing that so many women need to do, aside from all the other things that they need to do to wear the crown
Yes, yes.
and wear the crown is start with your heart space and your womb space. Clear all that junk from all those other lovers out of
Oh,
there.
that's a big one. Womb clearing, that's a big one.
Yes, it listen, what we experienced at the workshop was like womb exorcism.
Literally. Literally.
Literally.
That's what we do.
Literally.
Yes.
Literally.
And
I had it.
it's interesting because before they come to class, I don't like to tell or speak of all that we're going to experience. However, once you are here and we are doing the work, you really, because see, most people think they're coming just to throw herbs in a pot of water. We just
Right.
gonna learn how to throw herbs in a pot of water, girl. They gonna teach me how to steam these coochies, and I'm gonna go get you a business and put a sign up, girl. And I'm gonna put up, I'm gonna do some extra stuff. We're gonna do some eyebrows and some lashes and stuff, girl. And I'm gonna be out there steaming them yawnies. And honey, I'm gonna have me a business. And then they come up in this class and see, oh wow, I didn't know it was about me. Oh, wait a minute. I thought y'all, wait a minute. You going a little too deep. Oh, hold up. I wasn't ready to talk about that. I wasn't ready to peel that onion. And they get here and that's exactly what's happening. We bring the womb trauma to the surface and we help
Hmm.
to release it, which is so important. I have so many women who leave our school and are transformed. I have
Yeah.
to do a disclaimer. I have to say, look, you either gonna go home, shape up, ship some people out, tell some people bye, release some stuff, or they're gonna get it together. It's one or the other, one extreme or the other. You either gonna put some rules and some boundaries down, or you about to release people. And sometimes it is the mate, the lover, and it is what it is. But thank you for mentioning that.
No, it's very true because when all of that stuff comes to the surface, what you are able to do is you are able to connect that yin and yang energy, which is essential to have a balanced marital relationship with
Yes,
a man. Because if you're not in touch with your yin, you cannot connect to his yang energy and understand all the things that he needs. And it goes back to the song that you played earlier. A lot of women I see, they know every single thing that a man needs to be doing and better do, and he better do A, B, C to be with me. But at the same token, they're not understanding that there are certain things that a man is going to need from you.
Yes.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
if you
Ooh.
go in,
Yes.
yeah, and if you, and this is the thing that I like to let people know is that a relationship is not, in a marital relationship is not about selfishness. It is about giving and elevating your partner to the next level and help nurturing them to where they need to be and grow. So when you make it about you, and what you need, you're missing out on opportunities to grow and truly bless another person and meet them where they need to be nurtured, what they need in order to grow.
And honey, in blessing your companion and blessing that union, do you know how much we expand individually and as a couple?
Yes.
Because the fertility lies with the woman.
Yes. And not just physical fertility,
Come on, T.
even dreams. And I was just thinking about this before we went live, is that as women, when you tap into that powerful yin energy and that powerful sexual energy that we give and that powerful nurturing energy, you can elevate your man to the next level. There's not a man on the planet that can birth everything that he wants to birth,
Yes.
his dreams, his goals, his visions, without a feminine, nurturing woman by his side. Period. He needs woman to help him birth not only his children
Come on.
into the planet. He needs a woman to help him birth his goals and bring all of those things into fruition.
Yes, yes. So, in wife preparation and lifestyle, these are some of the things we need to be preparing for.
Yes.
One of the things that I had to learn to prepare for, and sometimes I even find myself falling short in this area, and I need to share that with my sisters, is that I've been so independent, Candice, that when certain things take place that me and my husband have did, I'm quick to say, I did this. And I have to catch myself because
Mhm.
it's like, no, we did this. Yes, maybe I thought, it was my idea. Maybe I put it together. But without his male frequency and his energy and his ability to help me plan, I couldn't have done that the way I did it. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
oftentimes I have to catch myself and say, oh no, and I'll be in the middle of conversation and I'll be like, yeah, girl, I put this together. And I'll be like, no, we put this together. I will correct myself. And because I need to remember constantly, I am with a sacred partner in a sacred union, and we are building and growing together. You know,
Right.
I have
Right.
become one with him. And I notice a lot of times we'll get into a relationship, and our language is so self-centered because,
Yeah.
as most Black women, we've been independent and on our own doing it for so long that when he does come, a lot of times we'll run him off because he can't find his place, because you done took everything over. We didn't took over everything. We want to do everything. All we want him
I'm
to do is
sorry.
do man muscle and give us some good meat at
I'm
night.
sorry, Tracy. My dogs are
That's
barking.
fine. That's fine. Okay, baby. I must be telling the truth. He barking. He doing some barking. So yeah, we look for them to use them only as man muscle to be there to support us, and so that we don't be alone. So companionship, and then we look for good sex ed when we want it, and that's not fair to them at all.
That is 100% true. So we need to find that balance. And I think that's why wife preparedness is so important. And I know for me during my first marriage, I was winging my marriage. I was not prepared for marriage at all. I really didn't grow up in an environment that supported marriage.
Yes.
And so when I knew I wanted to get married, but when I finally did get married, I kind of found myself in a situation where I was just like, okay, well, I kind of think I know what I need to do, but I really don't know all the things that need to be done. And so I started teaching myself those things. And I find that so many women are winging their marriages.
Oh,
And I also find that a lot of women resent you telling them anything about what they need to do in their marriage. And it's just like, do you understand what the divorce rate is like in the United States in comparison to other de- developed countries? It's
yeah.
like among the highest. And so when you take that in consideration, I think we all need to eat a slice of humble pie
Mm-hmm.
and learn to glean what we can from other people's experiences and how we can grow in that area of our lives. If you're already married, or if you are currently single and you're looking to get married, for me, I'm very candid because people will always ask me that, well, are you married? I was married. I'm not married now. I learned a whole lot while I was married.
Yeah.
And even after I got divorced, because I was determined, I'm like, this next time is going to be the last time. And this man is going to be the absolute love of my life. And
Right.
so, you know, I had to teach myself. And even now while I'm dating, one of the top questions that I ask myself is, can I support his goals?
Mm.
While I'm going out on dates, I ask myself, can I support this man's goals? That's the first question I ask. And the second
Yeah.
question I ask is when I start getting to know him a little better is, do I respect him? Because for me, that's going to be the foundation of our our moving forward in a
Right.
relationship. Because if as a woman I can't support your goals, I'm not going to help you to be able to birth anything.
Right.
And if I don't respect you, us having a sacred union and us having connected sex and having a connected mind, body, soul experience is going to be impossible if I cannot
Hmm.
respect him.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So, learning those key things that the average man needs to feel connected to his wife, his partner, his lover, and cultivating those traits and attributes is very important for us as women. You
Hmm.
can't you can't skip the steps.
And you know something, you're very right. But you can't skip the steps, but many of us don't know what the steps are. And that's why your school and what you bring as a feminine arts educator and a wife lifestyle coach is so important. We don't know what the steps are to being a wife. You know, our mothers have taught us mostly how to be independent, how to clean
Right.
house, how to cook. Now nowadays it's a little slim on the cooking and the cleaning the house. But I know in my era, honey, we taught how to cook, how to clean, and also we talked about, you know, babies and things of that nature. We didn't talk about the areas of sex, and we didn't necessarily talk about being a good wife. What they did teach us was how to keep house. They didn't teach us
Right.
how to keep a marriage, and they
Right.
didn't teach us how to love.
Right.
We think they didn't teach us how do we love a husband? How do we
Right.
love a man? How do we
Right.
how do we keep a husband? You know,
Right.
just basically keep the house, keep the children. That made a good wife. Go to church. That makes a good wife. It's so
Right.
much more to that. Let's go into at least 5 key principles of what it is to even prepare to be a wife, Candice.
Well, in our program, The Wife Lifestyle, we have 8 principles. So
Okay.
the very first principle or pillar is authentic femininity.
Wow.
Authentic femininity, because when you understand that men need your feminine energy to thrive, and it creates a certain energetic atmosphere in your home, it becomes key. And that's why we have that as the first key pillar. Learning to tap into all of those things that really come innate to most of us as women. And understanding how to utilize those attributes, those feminine attributes, like cooperation, like connectiveness, like relationship building, to being open and flowing, and how to manifest those in real life situations so that you can remain powerful and connected to your partner and everyone in your household. That's number one. Number two is building, um, is a sisterhood, in which we have sisterhood, which I find is very important even in marriage, because you need the support. Too often in our society, we think that we're supposed to just do these relationships by ourselves. Well, that's their business. That's their marriage. Or this is my marriage. This is my business. Everybody needs to say, yeah. But the truth is that you cannot successfully have a marriage by yourself. You need the support of sisterhood, even if
Goes
it's
back to
to, yes, you need the village. Sometimes you're
village.
going to need advice. You're going to need to diversify your sisterhood so that it includes elder sisters,
Yes.
that it includes younger sisters, those who have been there, so that you can get the full support that you need for your marriage. You know, because there may be a problem that you're having that someone has already had.
Mm.
Had women come to me and in confidence, like, Candice, this is going on, I feel like leaving my husband. I said, you're not leaving your husband. Not for that. Not for that. You're not leaving your husband for that. There are many other reasons that you can leave your husband, but today you staying. You're gonna stick this out.
Right. You're gonna work through this.
You're gonna work through this. And
Yeah.
sometimes you need to hear that. Sometimes you really need to hear that.
Right.
You also need to understand the the next pillar that we have is the actual marriage readiness, learning the key steps that you need to be able to do the nurturing, not just the housekeeping, but also
Right.
understanding masculinity. I'm sorry, my brother, my dog's here, my brother, and so I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
But
Well, the dog is barking right on all the good points.
right. That's an amen.
Yes.
So understanding what certain elements that men need to be able to thrive, and understanding masculinity is really key, because we live in a very gender neutral society right now, where people want to discredit the differences between the gender and boil it down to a matter of anatomy. Well, the only difference between men and women is that, men have penises and testicles, and women have vaginas and enlarged breast tissue. And that's not the only differences between men and women. Men and women are hardwired genetically different. They have different
Hormonal different,
hormonal differences,
psychologically different. Yes.
completely different. And
Yes.
so if you're going
Emotionally
into your
wired different. Yes.
yes, so if you're going into your marriage relationship trying to treat your husband like he's another woman, you're going to start bumping heads. You're
Yes.
going to start bumping heads. And then understanding, um, I think, certain things about sacred sexuality and how
Mm.
you can utilize and cultivate sexual energy and your sensual energy to create certain sorts of connectiveness and to manifest certain things. So, those are some of the points that we talk about in the wife lifestyle to help you to cultivate that in your marriage and prepare, whether you're single or you're currently married.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Thank you for those pointers.
You're
Now, so something that I get a lot of, and I know you get a lot of it, Candice, is that when people come to me for readings, because I'm also Oracle, so I do Oracle readings and I actually do love coaching. And usually when people come to me, they come to me with the same question. When am I going to find him? When is he going to find me? When am I going to meet my soulmate? When am I going to meet my twin? I really want to be a wife. When am I going to meet my husband? And the very first thing I always say is, are you a wife?
mm-hmm.
Have you prepared yourself to be a wife?
Right.
There is a such thing as preparation. So, can you let people know how they can become prepared with you and your school?
Sure. It's very, very simple. You can go to Feminine Renaissance University, which is short FRU for short. But Feminine Renaissance University is a an online university that we created specifically for Black women, although non-Black women can still benefit from the information, but it is taught from the unique perspective of women of the African diaspora. And so we have the wife lifestyle courses that we have broken down, and it covers every single aspect of marriage and family life. And the great thing about it is that we used collective wisdom to create the program. So we got together with women who are married and have been happily married for
Yeah.
years. And we just wanted to teach women all the things that we wish we would have known, that we all wish that we would know when we were 18. So yeah,
Right, right.
Renaissance University. So um, you can go there on the university. Tracy just posted the link, and you can see the classes there. And not only do we have the wife preparedness classes called the wife lifestyle, but we also have intentional dating classes. So teaching you how to go through be intentional when you're dating, how to ask those important questions so that you will know, like, okay, well, can I respect this man? Is he trying to play me for the okey doke? Can you support his goals? What is he all about? Not just going out for friends and friendship and free meals. Un-
Oh, girl, wait, I got something here. Y'all, me and sister was talking, and she called it that they have something called the hobo spouse. And that's basically when a brother doesn't necessarily have anywhere to stay and have doesn't have a meal, doesn't have a job and things like that, and he finds you at vulnerable times, and he becomes your temporary man till you finally say this is enough is enough, and he becomes your temporary man, girl, and will live off you and eat your food and play games and stay warm as long as he hooking you up at night, and you can walk him around and say that's your man. You'll do it for a minute, but yeah, they call him the hobo spouse, girl. I must have felt out.
See, I call it a hobosexual. I call it
Is that it?
hobosexuality.
That's the word. That's the word. Hobosexual, girl. Let's talk about the hobosexual.
Yes, hobosexuals. Hobosexuals. Homosexual is a man, it can be a woman, but in this case, we're talking about men who pretend like they want to be in a relationship so that they have a place to lay their head at night and they can have all the benefits and perks of a relationship without actually being in a committed relationship. And so you really do have to be careful of that. And that's one reason why, in part of being prepared, is making sure that you have certain boundaries and standards in place so that you don't get caught off in the okie doke, that you don't just settle for a piece of good pipe at night.
Yes.
And that's going to suffice you. And that's going to suffice for you. And then you get caught up in a homosexual relationship. So, um, and I know many women who have
Oh, I
gotten caught up in that situation.
oh, when I was younger and my standards was a little lower and my self-worth was a little lower. Oh, I've been in a couple of them. I can admit that. Not today.
I know that's right.
Oh my goodness.
I know that's right. So yeah, just making sure you have your standards in place, knowing that you know how to intentionally date for marriage. And like I said, on Feminine Renaissance University, we have an entire course called Intentional Dating that goes through that whole process. And we're adding all sorts of classes because there's so many layers to being a wife, being the medicine woman in your home. So we're adding family herbalism classes, um, learning about. I mean, there's so many layers to womanhood and motherhood and wifehood that are so beautiful, and so even learning about your body and preparing for childbirth. You have the doula class coming soon. I cannot wait for
Yes.
that. That's just, oh my God, that's amazing and so necessary. So, just learning how to be that person that you need to be, so that when he is paying the bills and treating you with the respect and treating you with the love that you want, you understand how to reciprocate it in man code.
Hey. Yeah,
You
I'm
can,
glad you said in man code because I tell a lot of my sisters who I work with, many times when we are judging and looking at our men, we are viewing them through women's eyes.
yes,
We are viewing them from a female perspective. We
right,
are not viewing them from a male perspective
right,
through male eyes because we're women and most of our perceptions are in our circumstances and our experiences have always been through womanhood, through
right,
being a woman. But if we can sit down and just internalize who our mates are, who are men, how do they tick, how do they think, what do they like? I mean, on a general scale and then an individual scale, you will be able to honor him and look at him through his own perceptions of what a man is. Let's talk
mhm.
about that.
And that's true, because I find that there are many women who grew up in a house full of women. And so if you are one of those women who you've never really had a lot of interaction with men growing
Mm-hmm.
up, it's really hard to decipher what man code is and how men communicate. And you can oftentimes, once you do finally get in that relationship, you can often misinterpret maybe his lack of communication or the way that he's communicating as being mean, uncaring, when he's really not being that way. He's just really being a masculine man.
Yes.
And 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 so it's important to learn those things. I had to learn those things, and once I learned, okay, well, he's behaving like that not because he's being insensitive. He's being like that because he's being a man. This is the way men take the time to mentally process things. And
Right.
maybe if I just back off and
Back
shut
up.
my mouth
Just
for,
fall back a little bit.
just fall back, shut my mouth for maybe an hour or so, or more,
Yes. Yes.
he'll eventually just
Come
come
on.
to me and come around and just say, okay, well, you know what, Candice, I'm ready to talk about this. And it made things so much
Yes.
smoother for me. Not only um, in romantic relationships, but also even my relationships with my male relatives, my brother, and even my dad before he passed. So, it's one of those things where it's essential to learn those things.
Okay, can you tell us what is the investment for going to the Feminine Renaissance University?
Yes. So the Feminine Renaissance University Wife Lifestyle is broken into 2 semesters. Both semesters are 2 payments of $49 each. So we make it very, very economical.
What?
We break it down into payments for you. So we have a payment plan, or you can pay it at once, but we make it very economical because we know so many women want to get, need this information. There are not that many programs out there that specifically cater to this subject. So we
Right.
made the information very economical. So 2 payments of $49 per semester, and
That's
it is self-paced. The beautiful thing about it is self-paced, so you don't feel like you have to rush through the material, because
right.
some of it is really deep. We dive really deep, and you're going to need some time to let it marinate. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I just through the first part and I have not finished. However, I do plan on finishing, and I want to say, Candice, you have done an excellent job.
Oh,
Excellent.
thank you. Thank,
Yes.
thank
Yes.
you.
I commend your work and your ministry, Goddess.
Thank you so much. That means a lot coming from you.
Yes. A little bit about what we got. Let me tell y'all about this sister here. She came to our classes, honey, and brought all that feminine fire with her. That's nice, right? And then she says, well, I'm going to take what you've taught me and what I've learned, over the years. And I'm going to go and live my life in Rome, Italy. And I'm looking at her like, what? She says, I'm going to Rome, Italy. I'm like, okay, so you visiting, right? No, I've already visited a couple times. I'm going to live. Rome is calling me. And I'm like, baby, let me tell you, so much respect and regard for this sister who picked up and went to Rome, Italy, where she is currently living. Okay. And she is taking her work and her beauty and her gifts to share with the women in Rome, Italy. And if I can't say that is fire and passion fueled not saying she may have had some fear, because courage is not exempt of fear. It's being scared and doing that shit anyway. But the sister lives in Rome, Italy, and she is doing womb work in Rome, Italy. Now let's talk a little bit about Rome, Italy, and let's talk about the retreat you got coming up, guys.
Oh, yes. Oh, Rome has just been just wonderful. It's like every day that I wake up in Rome, I feel like I'm falling in love. Like it's that feeling of falling in love. It's just everything from the architecture to just being adored, and just every day. I just told somebody, I was like, every day I get told I'm a beautiful chocolate goddess. And that my body is the epitome of fertility, and that a temple should be built in my honor. And I'm just like,
they loving us over there like that, Candice.
Girl. Yes. And so, I am actively dating. I still have my number one top choice that I have told you about, that I feel like he's my twin flame.
Mm-hmm.
But I am enjoying it so much. I love the lifestyle.
I told you about?
Yes, the one you told me about. Listen, y'all, she is accurate. We'll see what happens then, but I truly feel like he's my twin flame. Like, seriously. Okay. And I've never felt like that about somebody. But just an excellent time in Rome, enjoying everything. I have gotten an apartment. I have my Italian visa. I was not playing around. I got my Italian visa. I can apply for my Italian residency. I brought my daughter over with me.
Go ahead, baby.
And we have just created a life for ourselves over there. But in doing so, I wanted to share that energy that I feel when I'm there with everyone. And so we created a workshop called Sacred Sex. And the reason why I did that is because I feel that women need to understand how to utilize the power of their sexual energy. And so as I'm growing as a woman and growing in the feminine arts, there's so many different aspects of feminine arts. And learning how to cultivate your sexual energy, not only to connect with a man, but also use it to manifest the things that you want, are very important tools that we have in our toolbox as women that most of us have never been taught how to use. So I got together with Tracy because, of course, when I thought of doing this, I had to have Tracy on board. Like, you can't talk about this subject and not have someone as powerful as Tracy being a part of this. I'm serious. I'm really serious. And so we're going to cover a lot of different things. We're going to be focusing on opening your heart chakras, clearing out that negative womb energy, understanding the power of sacred masturbation, sacred sex, the different foods that you can eat to increase your fertility and increase your womb health. and so much more. And we're also going to incorporate some fun into this retreat. So, again, the retreat is Sacred Sex Yoga Retreat. We're going to be doing yoga daily, like I said, to keep those heart chakras, sacral chakra open. We're going to be doing yoni steaming, the womb clearing. We're going to have fun. We have a Roman bathhouse spa day planned for you ladies. We also have tours so that you can get a chance to see Rome. Rome is such a beautiful city, and it's a very ancient city. So seeing the sights, the art, the architecture, I want all of you ladies to get a full taste of all the sights and sounds and great food. Wonderful food that is available to you all, and just there's something that has to do with love and beauty at every turn in Rome.
Yes. Yes, I'm so excited. And I want to thank you, Goddess, for inviting me and including me in such a wonderful, wonderful production of sharing sacred sexuality, love, and womb healing, all in Rome, Italy. I mean, your courage just to go there and live and then bring all of this together with the retreat. I am so fascinated. And thank you again for that. So people want to know, what do they need to do to get on board with that whole Rome, Italy tour and retreat, a sacred sex retreat? What do they need to do?
Yes, so it's going to be May 24th through the 29th of next year, excuse me. And in order to get on board, you need to make a $250 non-refundable deposit to hold your space, and then you can inbox me about payment plans. So I'll create a payment schedule for you, and you can actually email me at blissfulfemininity@gmail.com. That is BLISSFUL femininity at gmail.com.
So I got blissful
Blissful, BLISSFUL, and then femininity at Gmail.
femininity.
Yes, at gmail.com. Or if you're on Facebook, you can inbox me. That's also a great way to contact me. And we can get your deposits put down on the retreat. But it's going to be a wonderful weekend of just tapping into that sensual feminine energy, sisterhood, bonding, and creating one of these experiences that will be a once in a lifetime experience. You will look back on this experience when you are in your older years
Yes,
and
I did
just
that.
relish in
Like
the
I
fact
did that.
that you came.
I did that. And it's interesting you say that, Candice, because at me and my husband, we're like, my biggest thing is I don't want to age and then say that I have regrets.
Right.
I regret I didn't do this. If I could have, should have, would have. I
Right.
regret that I did that, or I didn't do this, or I didn't go here, or I didn't take that class, or I didn't travel here. Or it's like, what is actually stopping me? What is stopping me other than myself and
Right.
the excuses that I provide for myself?
And we provide so many excuses for ourselves. It's either we don't have time, we don't have money, we can't do it. We make a million excuses for why we can't do something, and when really
Yes,
we are the only ones keeping us back. And I think the beautiful thing about even my decision to go to Rome that made this very clear. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. And when you make the decision to do it, the universe truly will open up the
yes.
doors for it to happen.
Yes, 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 yes. I am a firm believer in that. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
This school, me moving from Louisiana to Atlanta, me connecting with my husband, all of that was made provisional through my vision, and then the universe made the provisions. I mean, it just worked itself out. One is being fully committed and aware of your commitment
yes,
and creating safe and sacred space for that thing to come, clearing and cleansing out and making room for that thing. You have to do
Yes,
it.
you have to do it. You have to do it. Quick story I want to share with you. When it
Sure.
came, I went to Rome in August, after having been there in June, and I was like, okay, I'm just going back. I had to find an apartment in order to fulfill my requirements for getting my visa. Mind you, I had not been approved for my long term stay visa at all. I had not been approved for it, but I got my apartment. I signed my lease, and I left my all of my belongings in that apartment, not knowing if the Italian government was going to actually allow
Wow.
me to stay. Okay?
Wow.
Allow me to stay. But I said, you know what? I'm coming back to Rome. I'm coming back. So I got back on the 24th. Our visa interview with the Italian consulate was like on the 28th. So I walk in dressed to the nines, have our paperwork in order. Everything was color coded in files, labeled, everything. And the man, he, he, when we got our names called for the interview, he was kind of stern in the beginning. And then he kind of looked at me at a certain point in the interview as he was asking me to hand all the documents, and he saw that I could easily get them through my filed and
Mhm.
alphabetized papers. He kind of had this smile on his look like, this chick ain't playing around. She's serious about going to Italy.
Mhm.
So he turns to me and he hands me some papers. He said, when you get to Rome, you're going to need these to file for your residency. And when he said that, I was like, well, I must be approved because he wouldn't be giving me these papers if I wasn't approved.
Yes.
And so this was on a Wednesday. And he said to me in the end, he's like, okay, well, you're going to get your papers back with your passports back, but in about a week or so. And and I was like, okay, great. So this was on a Wednesday. Let me tell you, I got our visas in the mail that Saturday. He
Wow.
literally had to approve us once we left on Wednesday, put the paperwork on Thursday, and put it in the mailbox on Friday because I received the visas in our hand that Saturday. And
Wow.
when I asked other people who have gone through the same process, they said they have never heard of someone getting their visa approved that fast.
That quick. Yes. Yes.
So I say all that to say that when you want to really do something, you can make it happen. And so I want you ladies to commit to the fact of coming to this retreat because it is going to change your life. It is going to change the course of your life.
Right.
It is going to change the way you are going to be able to manifest things in your life.
Yes.
And and
Yes.
you need to be there with Tracy and I in Rome, Italy in May.
Yes. And it's just an experience of getting out of the country, doing
Yes.
something different. I have never been so free until I got my passport. I
Yes.
personally, I don't even call these vacations or trips anything in the United States. They
No.
just I'm still on land. I have to get out of the country to
Right.
really appreciate a vacation. Anything on United States soil to me is not a vacation.
Yes. And no, that's the way I feel too. And it's very healing too. It's very healing experience. And so I'm just looking forward to meeting all of you. And also they'll also get a chance to meet our yoga instructor, Erica Thomas, who is currently in India right now. She's spending a month in India with a very high level yogi. So she is elevating her game and she is preparing herself for you ladies and to teach you all the things that you're going to need to do to really be connected, mind, body, and soul, and open up your hearts to love and the power that's stored inside of you.
Mm,
So I'm looking forward to everything that's going to be cultivated from this workshop, from this retreat.
I know I'm looking for authentic pizza and pasta. And that in Italy, you can eat bread and not get an allergic reaction because they don't know a such thing as gluten. So I mean, they eat all the bread they want with butter and sauces and all that, and nobody gains a pound. And they eat in the evenings too, honey, and nobody gains a pound. I'm like,
They
oh, I have to, my big self have to experience life like that, girl. I'm a foodie.
Now, let me tell you though, because you have to eat gluten free like me.
Yes.
Italy provides a ton of gluten free options, and I know all the places to go. So we
And
eat,
good wine. Good wine.
and the wine, and the prosecco,
Yes.
the three P's, pizza, pasta, prosecco.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. I'm with you, honey. So give us those dates again for the Sacred Sex Yoga Retreat in Rome, Italy.
that is going to be May 26th through, oh goodness.
The
I
21
I want
through the 26th.
it's a yes, the 20th through the 26th. Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for that. It's the 20th through the 26th.
Yes.
And we have something beautiful planned each day. The first 10 people to register for the retreat will get entered into a special drawing to get a free upscale body treatment during our Roman spa um,
Oh,
spa day. It's at an authentic Roman bathhouse, which I have had the pleasure to go to, and it is amazing.
oh,
I
yes.
mean, amazing.
You know
Amazing.
what? I love when I know people who have ventured out of the country and are living other places, because just me connecting with people who have expanded their mindset and their vision and their spirits to leave lets me know I'm on the right track. I am connected to people who have expanded visions, and I need those people in my life.
Yeah.
And another thing about connecting with these sisters is I got somewhere to go when I'm ready to get.
Right? You know, I have a spare bedroom for you, girl. Just let me know.
You can connect with Candice at Blissfully Feminine at gmail.com. Also, find her on Facebook, Candice Smith Adewole, as well as Blissfully Feminine on Facebook. Okay, and
Yeah.
also become a part of her Feminine Renaissance University. We're going back to charm school with this, y'all.
Yeah.
I remember when we had charm school back in the day. They had Barbizon. Barbizon did a lot of charming on how, etiquette, table etiquette, how to sit, how to curtsy, how to walk. You had to walk with this book and an apple on it, honey, and you had to walk. You had to learn how to cross your legs, how to all feminine for how to twist your hair when you was flirting, a little twist in your hair and everything. So it really is about tapping in to our feminine energy, becoming our feminine essence on an outward level. And we can only do that when we have done some womb healing and some emotional clearing. Heart and womb connection is so important for this work. Do you
Yes.
have last words for our sisters here, Candice?
What I want to say is that the most important thing that I want women to understand is that you are most powerful when you are tapped into and tuned into your feminine attributes that come naturally to you as a woman. And that is so far from weak. Women are so powerful.
That's our superpower.
So very powerful. And I need you to understand that. And it starts with you just simply being open to the process and open to the journey.
Yes, thank you again, Sister Love. We appreciate
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you so much,
Yes,
Tracy. Thank
continuing
you.
success and service. We want to thank Lionel for being present. Thank you, Lionel. Dr. Tamara Griffin was in the house. Hello, Tamara. Treffica, the womb navigator, was here. We also had Cacciaroni. Concherina. I think it might be Concherina Jones. Hey, I love that name, girl. That sounds sexy. And then we have Brooke Coleman, who was also here. We want to thank y'all for joining us. May we continue to be a blessing here on our Womb Wellness Wednesdays. You can also go to lovemywomacademy.com. Our next Goddess Theme Practitioners Training and Business course is December 14th through the 16th, 2018. We actually have 4 scholarships that we are giving away. 4 scholarships that we are giving away. We are giving away Yoni Steaming for Self-Care course. So if you want to participate in the scholarship, you must go follow and like Love My Womb Academy on Facebook. You must go and subscribe to Love My Womb Academy's YouTube channel. Follow Love My Womb Academy's Instagram page, as well as follow our Twitter page, Love My Womb Academy. Once you have done all those things, you need to share one of those different social medias from Love My Womb Academy to your pages. Yes, you do. And then send us a quick paragraph or 2 about why this scholarship belongs to you. So not only do we have 4 scholarships for Love My Womb Academy's self-care womb training, we have the 4 scholarships for those who may want to go ahead and invest in our Goddess Theme Practitioners Training and Business course. So we have 4 of those we're giving away. You will actually be saving $450 on our awesome program where we prepare you to become a Goddess Theme practitioner, vaginal womb health care practitioner, as well as teach you how to go about opening a business and a V-Spa. So we want to thank Candice for being one of our beautiful Goddess Theme practitioners and taking that work all the way to Rome, Italy, and doing her self-care work and doing it well. So once again, we also have a distance learning course now. You didn't know that, huh? Yes, we have a Goddess Practitioners Training Distance Learning course. It is longer than the actual course if you were to come do it residential, and that course is December 7th, 8th, and 9th, and it is actually half the investment that you would make if you were coming to residential. Now, believe me, we always promote that you come to residential because it's hands-on. The energy is totally different, and you get so much more than what you've invested in. When I tell you, there's really not a price you can put on this work because it all starts with you. So please check us out, lovemywombacademy.com. Go get all of your sweet yoni tea, your womb healthcare products, your yoni steaming products at Sensual Honey Feminine Wellness. That's sensualhoneywellness.com. And we also have the Goddess Gemstone Egg course, as well as we have the Yoni Steaming for Self-Care course. And we have herbal detox training for the yoni pearls. We have that course and fibroids no more at Love My Womb Academy online. And we have a bunch of free classes over there too. So definitely check us out. Thank you again so much for being here. Check us out next Womb Wellness Wednesday, which will be November 21st, 2018 at Tracy Bryan Swift. Got my own name here. So remember, be happy, be whole, and be healed. We appreciate you. Peace and blessings.
Bye.